Hello, welcome. I hope you're all doing well. This is a bit of a different video for what I've been doing. It's a bit of just a spontaneous video where I'm just going to say what I want to say because basically I've had these concepts for video ideas, such as, for example, not caring what people think, which will be a video in the future. But whenever I tried to hit record, I just thought, oh, I'm missing all these points. And so basically I would contemplate for hours and hours and make like fat Word documents of all the points that I need to address in that video. This video, however, I don't have the energy to fucking do that, so I'm just going to say what I need to fucking say. So, I'm going to be talking about a mindset that I've adopted recently of not giving up. Keep on going forward, take life on as a challenge, and I'm going to just talk about this for a while. So, let me elaborate. So everyone's heard of the phrase, like, it's not about how hard you get hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. And this is no revelation, people know about this. But so basically, life is difficult. My life right now, there's a lot of things going on, so I'm skint as fuck. For the last 3 months, I've been on my last pounds, literally. My job, I'm probably going to leave my job or maybe not. I have a lot of opportunities. I'm so indecisive of where I'm going to take my life. I was contemplating joining the fucking military. I was contemplating moving back in with my mum. And then there's a whole other side to this that I can't really disclose right now. So there's all this shit. And then not only that, my transport is completely fucked. I can't get to my job without transport. And my whole life hinges off of transport, and I don't have transport or the money to fucking invest in transport. So that's that. I've lost all my credentials, and I need credentials to invest in transport and all sorts of shit. So ultimately, I'm in a very shit place, kind of, and I've been dealing with this for the past month. And every week, when I got to the end of the work week, the 50-hour work week or 52-hour work week sometimes, well, actually, for the past 3 weeks, I've had a 51.5-hour work week, something like that. And every time I got back on the Saturday, I would sit down and my body would just shut down on me because of how fucking exhausted I am. And every time I got to the end of the week, I went into like a depressive episode because I can't pay attention to my needs or anything when I'm just forced to be in this fucking thick system of just stress of society. So yeah, this shit made me want to give up. And I did sort of give up, and like I tell you, I'm not proud to admit this at all, and this is not a habit of mine, and I will likely never do this again. I slept for 20 fucking hours. I know, I'm pretty sure I can sleep for as long as I want if I'm in the right mindset. I don't know what the deal was with this, but I got back, I fucking crashed, and I slept all through the rest of the day and all the night, and it added up to like 20 hours. And I just sit there and I'm thinking, I don't know why I get in these depressive states. It's just, I'll tell you why I get in these depressive states. It's because reality society puts so much pressure on me. I'm not saying it's nobody's fault. I take full responsibility for where I am in my life, but there's so much pressure on me for all the things that I just listed, plus just other shit in general. Like I'm trying to work on my YouTube channel, but at the same time, I need to keep my physical and my mental health intact. So I'm thinking, should I just work like fuck and ignore my mental health so that I can make money and escape it ultimately? Or, like Elon Musk said, he said, work every waking hour. I don't know if that was an impression of Elon Musk. I probably can't do that. But anyway, he says his advice is to work every waking hour. And then there's other people like Leo Gura who say, life unfolds in stages and chapters. You're in a limbo phase. And let me elaborate on the limbo phase pretty quick. So this is where I am in my life. So not only am I going to tell you to keep going forward, but I also want to do a little bit of an update. And I know I'm just rambling, but just let this be what it needs to be. I need to say some shit because I'm not even going to be able to be uploading on YouTube for a little bit anyway because life is too complex. I need to take some time to decompress and decomplexify, simplify, and get my actual foundations for my life in order so that I can then pursue YouTube and my spiritual whatever. So, the limbo phase. I would say I'm in the limbo phase now. What is this? In short, I'm not going to elaborate too much, but this is a time of deep self-reflection, of low energy. You might feel a bit depressed, but it's ultimately about deep self-reflection. I'm very happy that I discovered that this sort of shit that these phases kind of exist, and I'll leave a link to a video in the description of where I got this from. Essentially, I need to take a step back from YouTube, kind of, for a bit, because, like I say, there's so much shit going on in my life, and I'm at the... Fuck. Okay, I don't want to edit this video. You can see, right, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying anymore, but this, I don't know, this is how I end up making videos. I go, fuck, and then I re-record it. I don't want to do this today. I think I might just upload this completely unedited for the sake of it. So, fuck. Okay, so I'll talk about I'll talk about Keep On Moving Forward in a second, but let me quickly elaborate on where I am in my life. I'm sorry this video is scrambly, but so where am I in my life right now? Like I said, I'm in a massive transitional phase. There's so many options around me. I have no idea what to do. Like, I don't know if I already mentioned, because I recorded this a few times, that I was potentially going to go in the military, potentially going to move to my mum's, but I think this was ultimately just my desire to escape my shit life circumstances that I disclosed earlier, and it's all my own fault, I'm aware. So I'm very indecisive about those things. I'm indecisive about my job. I'm indecisive about my vision and my passion, because I've had a very deep awakening recently. Well, this was an awakening, to be honest, and it wasn't no psychedelic induced, although, well, half of it was, but it was mainly like because I quit weed. Basically, I was very creative and passionate. I had this whole thing that was more like a cult back in the day called Scylla, and I plan to actually revive this in the future, but with different intentions. Anyway, so you can find shit with Scylla and my old music and my old music online, so I was always creating, clearly. Then I started smoking weed. I wasn't really aware of what this was doing to me exactly, and I love weed. Weed is fucking great, and I will smoke it again eventually. I plan to do a video after 1,000 days of sobriety of just smoking like a massive fucking bong and seeing what happens, and blasting myself with THC. But anyways, yeah, so I started smoking weed, and it just, do I want to talk about this, or yeah, whatever. Sorry. So I started smoking weed, and it just numbed my passions, essentially. I went into a sleep for 3 years. I quit weed, and boom, I'm back. Now I'm here, I'm creating again. Why am I talking about the weed thing? I'm talking about it because of the amount of shit that I've realised in this past year. Well, I've only quit weed for 130 days, which is like 18 weeks. But I've realised so much shit since doing that, and it's been racking my brain. So let me elaborate on the phases I was talking about earlier a little bit. So basically, the beginning of this phase, which I don't know the technical name of the phase, but essentially I sort of became homeless for a bit, which I've spoke about in previous videos. And then I found a new job, and then I pursued that job, and then I got this new place, and then I started doing YouTube, and then I started working on my health, and then I started doing psychedelics, and I became actualized, and the amount of shit that I've learned in this past year has fucking blown my mind. And now I'm at the end of this phase, and now I'm in the phase of reflection on everything, and deep contemplation and introspection. And when you do this introspection and contemplation and shit, it then leaves room for a new phase to blossom and open. So this is what I'm doing. I'm taking a step back from the grind. I'm actually letting myself later. Tell you what, I'll show you the packet now. Where is it? Where's my bag? Hold on. Yeah, this video is very spontaneous because I was just kind of feeling like it, but I just brought these. Amazon, it's not focusing. It's because it's in portrait mode. 3.5 psilocybin mushrooms of a new strain. I've never tried any other strain than the Liberty Cats, so I'm excited. And what I'm going to do with this limbo state is I'm just letting myself decompress. And something I'm very excited to do is I found this game. Fuck, I don't know what it's called. Fuck, what's it called? Something Gardens. I'll leave it linked in the description anyway when I find out. But again, I don't think I'm going to edit this video. But I found a game on my PlayStation 5 that I've literally never played, because what happened is I brought the PlayStation 5 and then I was like, and then I had an the Wage Slave Realization video, which is the first video on my channel, and then I had to fucking, I've literally only used this PlayStation for more than an hour because I brought it, and then straight away after I had a mushroom trip that made me realize that I'm wasting my life for a corporation. So then I never turned it on again. And then I adopted this mindset of work. When I released that Magic Mushroom Awakening video, which is the second video on my channel, I forgot about exercise. I just remained in my fucking chair and edited. And that video took over 24 fucking hours. I will never edit with that format ever again, but I had to learn. And that's what I've been doing. I've been sacrificing my physical health and my mental health to just grind. And that's not the way to do things. It's a balance, I think. But anyway, life is fucking difficult. Because the balance is hard. It's like, to live in YouTube creation, you're living in concept land, which is in the future and shit, and you're not in the present moment. So to live in the future is to sacrifice the present moment, which is awakening, and then to live in the present moment, you're sacrificing the future. So life is difficult. I think I've elaborated enough on where I am in my life. So life is difficult. I think we can agree on this. So this is what I was going to be making the video about originally. Sorry for fucking rambling like a cunt, but this is what it is. I'm not got the energy to just be editing and shit. But anyway, so life is difficult. What can we do about this? As I said, I was in depressive states every week because of how much I wasn't taking care of myself spiritually, mentally, physically. I was just working, and I was so focused on this vision. And the fact that I wasn't like actually actively in this vision that I wanted of abundance and wealth, and you know, my YouTube channel blossoming, because that's where I want to get to. And I'll make a video elaborating on my vision in the future, which is another video that I tried to record, but it's just fucking difficult because there's so much to it. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. So I wanted to give up, and I did give up for a few days sometimes, and it was difficult. I did get depressed for like, I had multiple depressive episodes that lasted like a couple days or a few days sometimes. And what this was ultimately a call to the limbo phase. And again, I recommend you check out the video in the description. It's over an hour long over actualize.org, describing phases and chapters of life. Everything has a time to blossom, it has a time to die, and whatever the fuck. Yes, so what the main part of this video, I guess, is how hard can you keep fucking going? Do not give up. So I used to wake up, right, and this was funny actually, something that happened to me the other day. I woke up to my alarm, and the very first thing I thought in the morning was, fuck's sake. Because I'm just sleeping, I'm dreaming, I love dreaming, and then I hear my cunting alarm. Bing bong, bing bing bong, bing bong, bing bing. And the first thing instantly, fuck's sake. That is not how you start your morning. Maybe if you're just off in some other shit, but I'm on about spiritual well-being, self-realization sort of shit. You don't want to think fuck's sake first thing in the morning. What I have been trying to do is waking up and counting my blessings. Like this morning, I laid there for a good 5, maybe 10 minutes because I got a day off, and what did I think this morning? I was like, oh, I'm grateful for my bed, I'm grateful for the warmth, I'm grateful that I could lay here if I wanted to for another hour, I'm grateful for the food and the water and the money. That I know I don't have money and I'm skint, but I'm grateful I still have it. I'm grateful for my clothes, I'm grateful for my limbs, you know what I mean? Because I manifested a disorder. I'm not going to go into the nature of this disorder right now because that's a video for the future. I manifested a physical disorder mentally because of worrying. And I won't go into this too much, but when I was in this state, I just longed for what I am now. Happy, healthy, and strong. I wanted to just be young and happy and healthy. I didn't want to have my life controlled by some physical fuck up. You know what I mean? It's scary. When your body starts fucking up on you, there's nothing like it. It's scary shit. When you go into the doctors and they don't know what's wrong with you, it's scary. So yeah, anyway, that's why you want to count your blessings. You want to do shit like this. Helps me with depression a lot. Just imagine if you didn't have your fucking hands, or imagine if you like lost hearing. You need to like go into that trance for a minute and be grateful for what you do have, because we take it all for granted. I'm so grateful that I have everything I have. Look at my fucking setup, by the way. Loads of books, and I haven't read any of these fucking books ever. I'm grateful for these books. I'm grateful for my bed. I'm grateful for this fucking Buddha statue that I'm able to buy and express shit that I like. I'm grateful for my fucking computer. I'm grateful for my dad for gifting me the opportunity to just fucking be alive and to thrive and to realize myself and just not be a cunt. I'm grateful I could go on forever. There's so much to be grateful for. I'm grateful that I can move my legs right now and anything. It doesn't matter where you are. You can still be grateful that you have clothes at the end of it. So yeah, again, I'm just going off, but I guess this will just be a random talk video, kind of. But anyway, the main point of this video, I don't know how I keep branching off into all sorts of shit, but the main point of this video is don't give up. So let me tell you the mindset that I've adopted from fuck's sake, I have to get up and go into the thick society of pollution, my job that I hate, unfortunately, people at work. I don't hate it, but I hate that I'm wasting my life. I hate that I'm wasting my potential because it's soul crushing for somebody who's very creative and passionate. So instead of going, oh, for fuck's sake, now I gotta get up, and now I gotta go to fucking work for like 9.5 hours, and now I gotta, and then I gotta like go online and book this fucking bullshit, and then I gotta like figure out what's going on with my money, you know. Instead of going on like, oh, for fuck's sake, I wish I could just stay dreaming, which is my mindset most mornings. Recently, I've adopted a mindset of, it's a challenge. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, all right, let's fucking go. It's not going to be easy, but let me tell you, successful people, what do they always say? You can find these endless motivational videos on YouTube, and they go, I never gave up on my dream. Any creator, they never gave up. Anyone, they don't give up. And I tell you, if you give up, that's why you won't make it. So 90% of people, this is what happens. So, for example, say I have the aspiration and the passion and the vision to create music. So I want to make music. So, I want to make music, and this is a passion and a vision I want to fulfill. So, what am I going to do? What is the process of doing this? So, here I am. Now I need to invest in some music production software. How much is that going to cost? Maybe £300, £150? Now I have to get that money and invest it. Am I willing to do that? That is the first threshold guardian. And you can find this on Leo Gura's video about the hero's journey. I'll link below as well. That's your first threshold guardian, right? Maybe some people will look at that price and go, fuck that, and they won't do it. And that's why they don't succeed. Next, you have to learn how to use this vast software. You have to learn how to produce, which is a very lengthy and takes huge discipline to do. I've actually gone through this process myself. I didn't actually go through the process, that's the thing. I invested in Fruit Loop Studio, and it's mainly because I have other passions in that for now. I don't think music will be the best option for me straight away, but I do definitely have a huge passion for music, and I will do that eventually. Is I got this software, and it was so vast, and there was so much shit to learn, and what happens is, you know, you're going to be looking at this software. You know when you want to do something, yeah, so you look up a tutorial. Say you're setting up your PlayStation or you're setting up your fucking computer. You go on tutorial, you go on YouTube or like, so imagine you're on your computer, yeah, and there's like this thing in the corner that says activate Windows, which has happened to me before, and I'm like, so I go on YouTube, why does it say activate Windows in the corner of my computer all the fucking time? It's like a watermark. I go on this tutorial and the tutorial says, oh, just go into settings, go in this bit, and I'm like, yep, it's all adding up, and then he goes, and then just turn this off. But in my computer that's not fucking there. So what you can do then is you're either going to give up on this Threshold Guardian and go, fuck this, and just live with the activate Windows, or say in another example where it's actually against your vision, say you open Fruit Loop Studio and you can't figure out how to fucking record your voice in the software, and then you go on the tutorial and the shit that he shows on the screen is not on your screen. What are you going to do then? Are you going to continue looking at tutorials even though it's just fucking tedious and annoying as fuck? Or you're going to give up? And again, this is why people don't succeed. If you want to fucking succeed, you're going to have to keep going. You're going to have to take life on as a challenge. So yeah, and then, you know, so that's another Threshold Guardian of the music production software. And then you want to like upload the shit. And then, you know, people hate on your music. Are you going to give up then? Or are you going to keep fucking going? And anyone who succeeded, they kept on fucking going. So you've got to keep going, and that's it. So when I wake up in the morning now, I don't think, fuck's sake, I think, alright, I'm tired. I need to like work on my physiology, even though I can't because I have to go to work and my body is just like dying on me and shit. I have no money, but I'm still gonna fucking do it. I'm still gonna get the fuck up and I'm gonna take it on as a challenge, and that is what you have to fucking do if you want to succeed. Shit's gonna come at you, and it's not about how hard you get hit, it's about how hard you can keep on fucking going. And that's it. I wear this, by the way, this can be useful for someone who's on the self-actualization path or whatever, just a wristband. It's just simply to remind me, mainly I take deep breaths and I become present. I feel my body, I feel my sensations. But it can also be if I'm contemplating, say if I want to contemplate what is a vision or anything, what is an object, which I do at work now that my boss has banned fucking headphones. I'm always contemplating shit that will progress, and there's a lot of progression with contemplation. It's surprising. Anyway, so I look at this and it just reminds me to like come back to where I am, you know, or I ask myself, how am I? How do I feel whenever I see this? So yeah, have I said everything I need to say here? I don't know. But yeah, that's it. It's about how hard you can keep on going. And it's a good way to transition from, oh, life is so hard, fuck's sake, the pressure's on. Or are you going to go, life is hard, it's challenging. Obviously, if it was easy, it'd be shit. If you had everything you ever wanted. What was that clip from Adventure Time? Fuck. I'm going to find it just for the sake of it. What was I going to say? But if you had everything you wanted straight away, then there wouldn't be like any point. It's like, you know, when you have a game and like, I remember, right, I know this is a stupid example, right? Cookie Clicker. It's a game where you click a cookie on a screen forever and you can progress and you can buy clickers that click automatically. It's a retarded game. And then I found a cheat code for it. I put in the cheat code to get infinite clicks and cookies, and then the game was ruined. It's like that with real life. It's like, if you was just God consciousness straight away, there would be no purpose. If you was, you know, if you had everything you wanted, alright. Adventure Time, Jake, if you had everything you wanted. Can I find it? I think this might be it. Why is it not letting me turn my camera around?
tip. You think I can stretch out everything? You're so naive. To live life, you need problems.
That's stupid.
If you get everything you want the minute you want it, what's the point of living?
Deep stuff. Adventure Time's actually sick. I'm so happy I grew up watching shit like Adventure Time and Gravity Falls and fucking Steven Universe and shit like that, because it's all like spiritually motivated stuff, kind of. But yeah. Oh, this is the game I was gonna play. I don't know if I talk. Manifold Gardens. So basically, let me tell you. I know this is just a random video at this point, but I just need to do this. So let me turn on my PlayStation. So yeah, I brought this fucking PlayStation, then I just adopted this productivity mindset, so I've literally never turned it on. So back to the limbo phase thing, I'm gonna let myself chill the fuck out. You don't need to be productive all the time. As Elon Musk says, you need to work every waking hour. That's stupid. You need to let yourself decompress as well. There are limits to wisdom. I'll leave a link to a video in the description called Limits to Wisdom by Pursuit of Wonder. All these teachings and traditions contradict each other. So, you know, Elon might say, work every waking hour, and then Actualize.org might say, you need to let yourself decompress and, like, reflect and shit, and I don't know, it's difficult. All these things are contradictory, and this is, again, why life is difficult and why you need to take it on as a challenge. You can't just fucking lay around and go, oh, life is hard, fuck this. You know, you got to take it on as a challenge, and this keeps me motivated. Actually, let me extend on that now. I just remembered another thing. So what is it? Let me turn this fucking washing machine on. Spin and drain, shall I? Before it gets smelly. I literally went to the shop and just like ditched all the shit because I was in like a very spontaneous mood. So I just quickly threw this shit together and made this video. So what was I going to say? I respect you if you're actually watching this, because this is a fucking long ting video, but whatever. So, yes, becoming present. There was this part in Midnight Gospel, and I'll link it if I can find a clip to it on YouTube, but it was the last episode of season 1 of Midnight Gospel, and basically Duncan Trussell, or whatever he's called on the show, Clancy, says to his mum, what do you do when you're stuck on the side of the river? So life is like a river, a flow. What do you do when you get depressed and you get cut off on the side in the trees and shit? You know, what do you do? What do you do when your family, you know, when your best friend gets fucking cancer, or your dad gets cancer, and then that's really traumatic and he dies, and then you lose your job and you have no money, and like, you know, your girlfriend leaves you, and like you're addicted to like fucking masturbation and drugs and shit like that. What do you do when you're in this situation? And she says something very wise. She says the best thing that person can do is become present. And I should have said this earlier in the video. This is very important. Please listen to this. Becoming present is what I've been doing a lot. If I just eat a fucking unhealthy thing that I know is not going to benefit me in my life, what can I do? Straight away after, I could become present and decide to do better from then on, or even right now. So basically what she says is becoming present. So this person is fucked up, his life is shit, whatever. What can you do? Become present. What does that mean? It means become present in the present moment. So what are your senses? What are your sensations now? Now. Don't focus on the past, focus on the now. And this is super powerful, because it doesn't matter how hard you've been hit, you can decide to keep going for the sake of keep on going. So what do I do at work? If I've had a shit start to the day or whatever, or I don't feel like I'm making as much progression as I can in my life, I could become present right now. If I'm not happy with how the rest of the day has been today, I could become present and decide, now I'm going to try and start again. Any moment you can become present and decide, now I'm going to do the shit. Now I'm going to work hard. Now I'm going to do this, you know? Becoming present is super powerful, and I've been doing this all week. And it kind of correlates with the taking life on as a challenge. It doesn't really matter what happens. You can just go, I'll be present, and continue. Do you understand what I'm saying? I feel like I'm not articulating everything I'm saying here the best I can. But tough shit, I guess. That's it. I think I've said all I need to say. So yeah, becoming present is just ultimately leaving the past in the past and deciding now is the moment again. And it's not like you do this once and everything changes. You'll make mistakes again in the future. But then what do you do after that mistake? You go, alright, I've done that, time to move on. I don't know. But whatever. So can I elaborate on where I am in my life right now, like I said? So yeah, I need to take a step back. I've got a holiday coming up. I need to let myself chill the fuck out because this year has been way too speedy. My entire sense of reality has completely done a 180 since quitting weed, since abusing psychedelics, since listening to advanced teachings, since having God awakenings and super spiritual experiences, since going off the deep end into spiritual ego, which I'll make a video about in the future, since everything. This past year has been the most transformative year of my entire life, and I'll probably be able to say the same for this year. Also, I want to show you something. Why did I print this off? I don't know. Oh, I can't because my work will fucking kill me. It's nothing very interesting. There you go, that's fine. My work would kill me because their logo was on it. Let me just rip the logo off. This is Scylla. I discovered this logo again. I don't know if it's backwards right now because it's fucking... the camera's facing me. But this is a logo I made for Scylla back in the day. And when I discovered this again, I obviously knew of it, but this was like my old brand. This was my old name. And I looked at it and I was like, why did I forget about this? And then there was another version of it when I done Scylla Revival. Where I like crossed it over again. I don't know. I just saw this logo and I thought, fuck, I need to revive Scylla. I had such a good time, and I won't go into what Scylla was exactly right now, but you're gonna start seeing this or both of them a lot more, and I'm gonna bring Scylla back somehow, because it's literally my childhood, and I'm so proud of what I made. Scylla as a whole, it was such fucking genius, kind of. I'll leave a link to like my old channel where you can find some Scylla videos and things. It's spelled S-C-I-L-A. But yeah, this is going to come back. And this is also a portrait I drew of myself, which just... I don't know if this is just irrelevant, but I drew this when I was like when I was, I don't know what year I was in, like year fucking pre-primary school. I don't know, like literally, like barely even conscious. This just like reflects my mental state. This is basically what I look like inside. I'm such a weirdo, man. Anyway, that's it. So yeah, I'm gonna take some time to decompress in my general life. Later today, I'm gonna go on a psychedelic trip with this 3.5 of Amazon's psilocybin mushrooms. Yeah, and I'm gonna meditate and I'm gonna deeply contemplate. As I said, I'm very indecisive in my life right now. I'm gonna take this opportunity of my limbo state to do some deep self-reflection, and I think this is important. People, if you feel like a phase is coming to an end, or you feel depressive episodes or whatever, especially if you're on this path, it's time to take a break. It's time to do some self-reflection. The path I'm on about is the path of self-actualization. You don't always need to be grinding, you don't always need to be working. It's important to let yourself decompress. Life is hard, just keep on going. So that's it, yeah. I just need a break. I've got a lot of videos planned. I have many trip reports. I have one trip report where I literally turn into God. I'm not going to disclose that exactly right now, I guess, but I'm very excited to get these things out there. So let me show you this game I'm going to play. So, like I say, as I'm in this limbo state, another thing that Leo Gura says in this video as well, and I agree with, is it's important to get inspired. And I found this game, I can't remember what it was called, I showed you earlier, and it's an infinite puzzle game. I'll show you it. And I haven't, like I said, I haven't let myself play games because I've always been forcing myself to be productive because there's just this hustle grind mindset. But at the same time, it's not worth sacrificing my sanity. I can't sit there and edit and make videos 24 hours when, meanwhile, I haven't taken... so here's a good example of it. Normally, I meditate, preferably every single day. But what I decided to do is, I'm just going to not meditate. I'm going to leave the spiritual stuff after the material stuff is fulfilled. So I decided I won't meditate. I'm going to grind like fuck, make a business, make a channel, invest and learn how to do all this shit. And once I get money and wealth, then I'll do the spiritual stuff. But it's not how it works, really. Not for me. I have to balance my mental shit, because what happens when I grind like this, at the end of it, I just crash. I need to take care of myself. I need to go out for runs. I need to exercise. I need to meditate. I need to do breath work. I need to do this stuff to keep my sanity intact. I can't just fucking grind like a cunt, because at the end of it, I crash, and I ended up sacrificing like an entire week. Yeah, I had a week off work, and I planned to be super productive, but instead, I just floated around being depressed as fuck, because I was trying to work, but I was barely getting anything done because my mental space was not good. If the foundations for what you're creating is not good, foundations, aka your physical and your mental, how are you meant to create anything of quality? Anyway, let me show you this game. So I discovered this game, and I was like, I have a PlayStation. And I was like, oh my god, I'm going to let myself play this game. So what I'm going to do later is I'm going to take these mushrooms, I'm going to do some deep introspection and contemplation into where I want to take my life. I'm probably not too super metaphysical unless it just naturally goes there. But mainly I'm going to take it, I want to really figure out where I'm going to take my life and see if I can get some insights, because psychedelics seem to... Whenever I'm on psychedelics, I always feel like I'm in higher consciousness. And I know there's delusion in psychedelia or whatever the fuck. I know there's delusion in psychedelics, but... Oh, fuck, I need to put this in the fridge. My phone's dying, I'm on 5%. No. I know there's delusion in psychedelia, but whenever I take psychedelics, I feel like I'm looking at everything from a higher consciousness vantage point. It's like I'm seeing everything through a glass pane, and like, I feel like Neo in the Matrix, where I'm just walking through everything in slow motion. Why am I saying this? I don't know. Whatever. I hope I've made shit relatively clear in this video, but I reckon I'm going to upload it anyway, because the way I normally format my videos, or want to format my videos, is I want to do editing, I want to have music, I want to have B-roll, I want to have pictures and video clips, and I want to have it structured, I want to have text on the screen, I want it to be... But fuck it, this video is just spontaneous. I needed to just vent some shit, because I don't want to just leave my channel in the dust. But my life situation is too overwhelming to focus on YouTube. I need to focus on the foundations of my life. I need to save a bit of money. I need to get a new job, potentially, or pay rise or some shit. Or I need to get a car. So chances are I'm probably going to take a bit of a break from YouTube. Or maybe I just won't edit like a madman, because my only videos that I actually rate on my channel are just like... took way too long to edit, and that's what I can't be doing right now, because I haven't got the mental resources to deal with my complex life, and then also spend my only time off racking my brain about some synthetic software shit, you know. I just want to breathe, I want to meditate, I want to think about what my top priorities are. Anyway, let me show you this fucking manifold garden, because I'm so gassed to play this. So I'm going to meditate and contemplate and shit for the first half of the trip. And when I do that after, I'm going to sit down once the sun's gone down and I'm going to open Manifold Gardens. Let me show you. Where's the remote? Hopefully my phone doesn't fucking die. If it dies, the video just cuts out. I'm sorry. Where's the fucking remote? Thank you so much for the support, guys, by the way. I got 37 subscribers and I'm so happy. I know it's a small number, but I can't wait to get this channel bigger. So I can't actually see my screen right now because I got like no charge, but I'll try and show you. So I'll open the game here. It's an infinite puzzle game, as far as I know, and it's very beautiful. And I'm gonna play it while I'm tripping. And I think it will be a mystical experience. I wish I could show you, but I can't see the screen. So there's like a pyramid here, and the staircases go down to another pyramid, you see? And you actually explore these landscapes of like infinite geometry. It's like a 4-hour playthrough, and it's like a meditative game. So I think tonight will be a very interesting experience. So that's it. I love you guys so much. I love life. Life is difficult, but I love life. Hopefully I've said what I need to say. I'm gonna meditate for half an hour to an hour, I think, and then I'm gonna take these mushrooms. I'm gonna continue to meditate. And then after a while, I'm gonna contemplate and explore the mental landscape on psychedelics. I'm sure all will go well. That's it. I love you guys very much. I might just talk until I run out of charge, to be fair. Or maybe not, because otherwise the video might disappear. Alright, that's it. Thank you. I've got a lot of videos in the works, but I think I need to take a break for a bit. Cheers, guys. My socials are linked below. I've got big plans. Look out for Scylla Revival #2. Check out my old channel. Check out my music under the name Oxen, OXSN. And that's it. Keep going, people. Don't give up. You might as well keep going. Why give up? If life's meaningless, you might as well just keep going. That's what my mate said, Reese. He said back in the day. I said, what's the point in living? He goes, what's the point in not living? I love life. And you can too. It's out there. But trust me, there's a lot to see. And I'll tell you, the way to enjoy the scenery, become aware of the infinite complexity of reality. The mind, the body, the external world. Think about how much shit there is out there.